So no trend, of course, we stand out. We'll take a very quick look at the analysis. Why are we going to stand out? Because we've not broken above level 5. We do not have momentum confirmation on the 15 minutes. We do not have a trigger on the 15 minutes, even though we have a momentum negative cyclic stream, meaning that the market should reverse and move to the upside and break out higher. But it looks like we're getting an E and a B and a C. Let's just update this very quickly so that presumably no one errs or does a mistake of buying into Bitcoin on the projection that actually equity markets are going higher, US stocks are going higher, so why shouldn't Bitcoin go higher? Of course, the same equity, risky equity classes, and therefore they usually move together. But not today. Let's take a look at why very quickly. We'll just do a very quick update. I'm looking at today's or this week's daily chart. We're looking at the current progression higher. We're looking at the dot 1, dot 2, dot 3, dot 4 appears to be finished, and we believe the market is doing a dot 5. That dot 5 is showing you. That 5 does a 1 and a 2, either is still having to do like 3 before it does a 4A, 4B, and 4C, and still does a 5. Overall, we used to believe that we were doing a double head at that point, equating with this double shoulder. This can go far, but not probably at the same time that the US Tech 100 is moving higher. But we could be mistaken. So we have to take into consideration that if you find one equity class moving higher, it is possible you have another risky asset moving higher, like Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the labels again. We have a dot 3, we have a dot 4. Clearly now A, B, and C is finished. All the internals are correct. We're absolutely sure. We've gone over them several times, and like C does 5 internals, a 1 and a 2, 3, 4, and a 5. What's more, we've taken out level 1. The move higher took out a level 1, equating with a level 3. So this could be a growth wave into 5. This is a dot 4. What I'm saying is we get a dot 5, 111, 119, very lucrative levels. The same time that the US Tech 100 is moving higher, open to assumptions or guesswork. Let's take a look at the labels. We have a 1 and a 2, internal 1 and a 2 Roman italic, internal 3 and a 4. This is the growth segment that we're going to be dissecting and segregating on all the short. Any negative momentum on the 15, 5 minutes is a buy. Next target is 106. That's all we need to focus on. We don't go for 111 unless, of course, something spectacular happens and both move in tandem, meaning US Tech 100 moves higher to 24,000. That is what is now projected by most analysts, and Bitcoin follows to 111. We don't believe the market has enough capital to move both equity asset risky classes higher at the same time. Usually one moves higher and the other would stand down until the first one that has been moving higher tops out, and then money moves out of one equity asset to another equity asset. So it's US Tech 100 moving higher today. Bitcoin should stand down. Wait until there is a top out in the US Tech 100. They just work in tantrum this way. So over the coming 18 hours, you see the US Tech 100 moving higher, all the way maybe to 21,400, 21,600. People take profit, traders take profit. The money moves out of the US Tech 100 into Bitcoin. Bitcoin moves to 106, 107, 106,600. And then money moves out of Bitcoin into the US Tech 100, and so on. And you have a rally in both Tech 100 and in Bitcoin. But we stand down until the rally. That's our bias, our projection. We stand down out of Bitcoin until the rally in the US Tech 100 recedes, reaches first objective, 21,400 to 21,600. Here, once we have a trigger to the upside, we're going to 106. Let's take it now to more internals. You want to keep in focus that the market may even do 110. This is today's 2 hours or yesterday's 2 hours. In order just to do a double head, that is all. Remember, there was an A and a B and a C. We have taken out level 1 with the level 3, showing you that is that dot 1 in red and that 3 in green. if the market is just going to attack the upper boundary of this leading diagonal where you have this gray arrow outlining the leading diagonal, we go to 110. We do not even go to 106. We actually go to 110, even 111. And therefore, it's a very lucrative move. We just need to take it right. Need to take the entry right. Of course, we buy negative momentum on the 15 minutes because this is expected to be either a channel or a leading diagonal. Leading diagonal, ending diagonal, sorry, would mean you buy negative momentum on the 2 minutes. Takes us to 45. That's what we expect to see over the coming 18 hours. This is today's 45. You want to focus on level 3. This is level 3. This is where now the important segregation is for traders. Level 3, level 4, going into level 5. Remember, level 5 can take you to 110, 111, most likely 106. Most likely this one, 105, 680, 106. All right, so we have that 3, we have that 4, we have a 1 and a 2, we have a 3, we have a 4, this is momentum segregated, we have a 5, all the internals are right, dot 1, dot 2, dot 3, dot 4, dot 5. There is a correction, has done an A, has done a B, just wait for C. Can we ever get 100,000? 99,000 is 50%. 99,884 seems too far. But given the fundamentals, if you find the US Tech 100 moving higher, usually sometimes money moves out of one equity asset, risky equity assets, into the other to make more money on it, because this is very expensive, and if you sell it, you get good cash reserves. You use them to buy into something that is, of course, doing immediate profits, which are the US Tech 100, and therefore maybe we get retraction to 99,885, 98,600, 38.2%, 50% are the best. Top of internal level 1 here, and of course higher degree level 1. If we see any negative momentum, we go to these levels. If we don't see any negative momentum, I believe we can segregate this on the 15 minutes. Take it to this chart, 15 minutes. This is again today's. Even without doing massive segregations, we have a 1 and a 2. All right, something like an internal 3, 4, and a 5. You get a 1 and a 2 at this point, internal 3, 4, and a 5. Is the correction finished? We have to see strong momentum trigger, take out level 4 or take out level 1. If we take out level 1, the market will rise. If we don't take out level 1, we get down to 99,884, 98,556. Let's take it live. All right, so same 15-minute chart. I can do labels. Let me just steal this label and get it over with. So we have a bit of positive momentum here. It means we have a 1 and a 2. This must be a 3, 4, and a 5. All right, so I believe 3, 4. So this is a trick. If you were doing the long, if you wanted to do the long, this is really a trick. All right, and very clearly a trick because there is divergence. You have here this very small positive momentum on a higher price, very higher momentum on the lower price. If I join the tops and these stops in momentum, I get hidden divergence to the downside. And therefore, we still have a 5. Something like this. Remember, moving in could be moving in a leading diagonal, and the alternate fractal is a wedge. No need for momentum. Insert the pivots. Market is 103,060. If we take out that internal level 1, I believe we are definitely going to take it out. We go for 100,560. Remember, we're going for 99,800. 99,800 today is 50% between support 1 and support 2 on a 15-minute chart, can be easily attained, and is also 98,260 support 2 on this 50-minute time frame. All right, so of course we go to long low levels, maybe 99,000, 98,260 is also possible. You want to focus very strongly on 98,800 or 100,000. That level I'm holding the white hand, and of course level 1 itself, 97,500 or 97,650. But I would go for 99,500, 99,300, a half size, and then 98,300 full size. We can even divide it into 3 sizes. Assuming, for example, I'm going to buy a coin, I can simply divide it into 3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, or 0.4, 0.4, 0.4 becomes 1.2 of a coin. First entry, 99,500. Second entry, 98,300. Third entry, 97,300. Accumulate. This could be a good entry. And of course, we take it to 106, showing right there, market high. Assuming we break 106, we're just looking at other targets, 110, and even as high as 111. Can we do a short? I believe we can. Yes, sir, we can. Why is this the case? Because the risk is minimal, dismal. The risk isn't there. Is it logic to do a short when all equity assets are moving higher? Not really. But the risk is very poor. The risk is really very small. So let me just take this out and move to 5 minutes. No negative momentum yet. Move to 3 minutes. A very strong spike to the downside, so maybe this is a trigger. Maybe it is a cycle extreme. We can't really. There is a gamble here, to be frank. But I was just saying that the risk is not there. Why is the risk not there? Very small risk because it's a rejection at level 1 and like 4. Very classic, meaning if we just short market 100,070 on a 1/3 of a coin. Very small because you are going against the trend. The stop is 104,300. So we can short market 103,000. The stop is 104,300, even 104,500. So 104,500 is $1,500 per coin from entry, divided by 3 is $750. It's a lot of it's $500. Sorry, 1,500 divided by 3 is $1,500. Can take it a bit higher, lower to 104,000. The stop is 104,000, instead of 104,500. So we take it lower to 104,000. Very possible. Take it here. And this is about $1,100 of risk, divided by 3 is $400, probably around $400. You just need to be above level 1. That's all. All right, is this doable? In order, maybe it is doable. In order to prove our bias, you see now US Tech 100 at 21,130, of course, and sterling yen isn't really moving, but Tech 100 is moving. So money could be going out of one, moving into the other, but clearly showing that both are not moving in the same direction. Bitcoin and Tech 100 are not moving in the same direction. And that possibly at some point money is really going to be moving out of one, moving into the other. And therefore, it is a valid possibility. You don't want to put too much money on the trade because, again, it's a speculation. Fundamentally speaking, this is a speculation. But I believe it will recede probably to at least 100,000. So anyway, the longs, we have just been looking at where to take the longs, are very viable to take at such levels. We want to have buy entry limits for Bitcoin at the green arrows showing here. Very viable, I believe. So we should be taking 1/3 of our size, 99,500, a second third of our size, 98,200, final third of our size, 97,600. All right, and the hedge, of course, is optional, possibly just below level 2 here.